Hi everybody, it's Thursday once again, and it is time for more Chrono Trigger. Well, at least for today. Today will most likely and pretty assuredly be our final Chrono Trigger stream. Last stream, we had beaten the final boss, and did our last cleanup and got everything cleared out. The only thing we have left is the post-clear dungeon, which has been very interesting and extremely curious so far, and I look forward to finishing it. But we still don't know how much longer we have in that, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a full 3 hours of content. So, from that point onward, we will be proceeding as we can. I did set up the Chrono Cross, so we might jump into that a little early. It all depends how much free time we have. Well, we wouldn't be jumping into Chrono Cross, we'd be jumping into Radiant Dreamers, which is the text-based adventure that occurs before Chrono Cross. Kind of alternate reality, but yeah, we'll get to that when the time comes. At the end of the day, we've got just a little bit more of wonderful Chrono Trigger time to enjoy before we move on to the next game. And, well, there's not much more to say than that. Obviously, as you know, new hair. Yeah, got my hair done over this last weekend, decided to try something new. It's been a real good vibe so far. I've been enjoying it. Let me know how you feel about it. But yeah, we will get to playing. Alright, so yeah, if I remember correctly, we came from the bottom route. Yeah, because this is a return, and this is going to take us forward into the next area. Alright, so it's a more futuristic area. Wasn't expecting. Did we forget to save? There's a note. Oh, you know what? I think we went backwards. Yeah, we went back to save. That threw me for a loop. I thought we were going to have to go through everything all over again. I do love that these things have incredibly high evasion, and I just didn't notice that because all three of these characters are pretty strong hitters. Did we forget to save? I'm very confused if we forgot to save right now. Yeah, either we legitimately forgot to save, or okay, so apparently that just resets. Oh, right, no. it didn't reset. It locks us out right here. Okay, yeah, so this was a really cool mechanic. I don't know why it feels like I could have sworn we saved after this. But I guess we gotta do a little bit of backtracking. No big deal. A really interesting mechanic, pulling your active party out to a different area. And bringing in a completely different party to save the day. Now, I guess one thing I do have to do is make sure that I hit all of the treasure spots to see if they're already looted. Hello, Zeronis. Yes, Blueheader is new. I decided to get that done over the weekend, and it has been very fun and refreshing. Do you like? Okay, yeah, so I don't know what happened. I could have sworn that we saved the game, but it seems like we didn't. Yeah, I tend to gravitate towards blues and purples as well in games, unless I've got like a real strong motivator to go with like a red. But yes, it's a very fun color. I'm enjoying it quite much. And I just realized I have no idea how to get to that left area. And I need to do that before I go any further. I want to get that tab. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now we can actually beat the boss. Well, I guess it was more of a gauntlet of encounters, not really a boss. I do still think it's incredibly hilarious that they used the trial music for this. Because it's like, oh hey, yeah, it's like, you know, it is commencing an execution, just like it was back then. Right, these guys don't take terrible amounts of damage. Nice hit, Robo. God, these guys are incredibly frustrating to kill, with what not having a any real way to bring them down. Because all my high accuracy characters are in the other party. I mean, I guess I could put on like an accessory that boosts there, but that's too much effort. Alright, and Maximum Alert is just one of these guys. Who have the annoying ability to drain MP. At least it's not a terrible amount of MP, it's like an okay amount, so I don't have to really fuss too much about it draining me down to nothing, but... Oh right, this Osmos is a counterattack. Alright, let's just do another lightning round. Wait, now that it powered up, it has immunity to... Okay, we're doing bullshit now. Is he immune to all electrical now? Okay, this is bullshit. Alright, Robo's gonna get stopped. So what happens when you take a 2-week break and you forget how monsters work? Alright, this should clear him out pretty good. Frog Smash does more damage when HP is low, so this should deal, like, incredible damage. $2 grand, still not enough. So we'll do it again. Alright, and there we go. We can get back to normal operations. And now party is re-merged, and we're back to good times. I'm not gonna go through there just yet. Just because, since it seems like we backtracked in progress, I need to make sure that we did the loot in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Okay, yeah, so for some reason my entire section just seems to have reset. I don't know if I forgot to save at the end of last session or what, but it's alright. We just gotta get through this and we're caught back up, I think. Yeah, I remember getting that Apocalypse Arm for Robo, which is just, like, busted OP. Yeah, which just goes to that end. So, yeah. Glad we did that. Just very confused as to why we had to. Alright, and we're back out. Oh, damn it. I thought it was... I swear last time we went through here, it was doing the whole acting like I could get out of jail free if I just didn't move. But I guess that was a fluke last time. Right, I need to shock these guys. I don't have any way to shock them, so I just have to kill them with, like, massive magic. Oh, come on! I just cut that one way too short. done being stupid. We're gonna play this smart. Okay, should probably heal up here, because I know something's coming. Okay, that enemy's coming first. So... you know what? We'll do the Payoizo dance. Because it does great quality, and it's cheap. And because it's like mystery type magic, he doesn't become immune to it. Jesus, these guys just have so much health. And the fact that that attack is percentage-based damage is just kind of infuriating. It's just like, they can't kill you. Except for whenever they do that, apparently. No, even that seems to be percentage-based. Why did it do so little damage? They're kind of like a threat that isn't actually a threat. They're just there to drain you. Oops. I think we're gonna start out with an antipod bomb this time. Just because it'll get them down faster. And actually, if they don't do the power-up, I might be able to just net another one. Okay, power up. Wheels it dance time. Come on. Honestly, like, I don't hate this enemy, but they made it so purposefully grindy that it's just not entirely fun to fight. Like, if it had half or even 3/4 of its health, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Fuck. This is actually gonna wipe me. It all seemed percentage-based, but it's actually just a whittle-you-down technique. Well, I apologize, guys. I'm dumb as shit. Oops. Come on, let me do the damn attack. Well, that killed Luca. That's nice. I start talking about how they've got all these percentage-based attacks, and then I just apparently let myself die. I got too confident. This is the evidence of my own hubris. This guy's taken a couple solid hits. He's still gonna need a decent chunk more to bring him down. One more of these should be safe. Actually, she's low on health now. We'll just use Dino Tail. And there's the enemy. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna heal up Luca and Morel. We'll give a single aura to Isla. As long as she's not at full health, I can utilize it beneficially. Good afternoon, Caladon. They're gonna fucking Osmos her every time she uses Dino Tail. That's no bueno. Let's get an Antipod Bomb 3 off. Oh, interesting. So, Meta is actually doing some work to try to make the quest more compatible universally with things. That's nice. You're not going to be able to stop Luca, because she's got this thing called ailment immunity. This should be enough to kill them, I think. 2 Antipod Bombs and a Dino Tail with decent damage. Yep, that did it. Alright, and we're on to the next section. I can talk. See, I know we got here last time. I don't know what happened to that save. So strange. I'm gonna go ahead and use a shelter. Oh, you're currently in the Wolvik browser on your Quest 1 right now? Interesting. How does Twitch look on a VR headset? Is it just like a full screen video, just like a YouTube 360 would be? Okay, yeah, that goes back to where we came from. And we can continue onward. Oh. Strange. I feel like something's tugging me forward. I have to go. Interesting. So, Luca is forced to be in this section. I mean, I guess I might as well keep Morel and Isla as the rest of my party. Oh, interesting. So there's gonna be little, like, character story snippets here, it looks like. Nice. Isla no understand. Luca? 2 of them? Who are you? Are you really me? Oh? Oh, I'm 100% trying to charm this shit. I'm assuming if I can charm the enemy that this is gonna give me an ultimate item for Luca. I'm being careful because I don't want to, like, insta-kill. Shadow Fire. Nova Armor. It's not as impressive as I was thinking it was gonna be, but... Okay, the bit's gonna steal MP, that's nice. Guess let's try a single attack of this. Okay, so the bit is gonna Osmos as a retaliation for whatever. Let's see if it's immune to the Hoyoza dance. I need to heal up Morel after this, but... Okay, so that does ignore immunity, but it's not gonna stop it from osmosing. Ooh, and if it's gonna osmos on Morel whenever I do that, that's not good. Alright, do I have... Yes, Blaze Kick. Just use that on Luca while I heal up. Fuck, of course, Luca's immune to fire. That would make sense. Permeate, dispels status immunity. Fuck me. And on my healer, too. Shit. I mean, I guess I just single target focus her? I'm gonna try an Iceberg Toss. It's probably gonna heal the bit. Oh no, it actually damages the bit quite sizably. And because Isla was the initiator, he's gonna drain from her. And this is okay. I'm okay with this. I am gonna Megaton... son of a... I guess I can just have her manually kill herself with a regular gun. I need to get Morel back to healing after this. Gotcha, so it comes off like a virtual monitor on the Wolfik browser. That's interesting. I've always been weirded out by the concept of like virtual monitor type vibes. Just because they seem kind of strange. Explosion. Holy fuck. That was a lot of damage. Okay, where is my revives? Oh, here, Athenian Waters. That's right. Now, if Morel can get a turn... Damn, this dude is healing like a motherfucker. Okay, everybody's dead. Yeah, that's my understanding with a lot of VR headsets, Celadon, is just like the fatigue of having that big device on the front of your head is the biggest challenge to long-term use. Okay, so that boss sucked. Okay. I guess I can try this again. I should have loaded my file, not hit continue, because then I would have been able to prep. Yeah, if I lose this again, I'm gonna load my game and just put fire immunity items on everybody again. Just like I did with the Son of Sun battle a long time ago. Keep moving my water to a different place to make it more convenient than forgetting I put it there. I don't remember if I got the armor. I looked away from my drink. Okay, good. I got it this time. Yeah, like, my only option is just to attack with her. This is like a really bad party makeup for this. Oh, he watched a streamer try to play Overwatch and took them 11 hours to get in. Holy shit. Yeah, I booted up Overwatch last night for just a little bit to see what it would look like and stuff. And it only took like an hour and a half to get through the queue. But that was like 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So not terribly late, but also not terribly early. Wait, you stated that if Overwatch 2 swapped genres and significantly lowered its file size as a cost-saving measure, you would cook a full French dinner on stream? That's, Oh, wait. The Luca character is dead. Interesting. So I literally just need to fight through the Bits HP now. I mean, you could argue that Overwatch 2 already lowered its file size as a cost-saving measure. I know when the game came out, it came out with a, it deleted all of the no longer needed files from Overwatch 1, so it did eliminate it by like 18 gigs. But yeah, genre swap, that you're pretty safe on that one. The question is, Celadon, for your bet, does it count if they have a minigame that changes its style? Did my controller just disconnect? No, it didn't. I don't know why my controller just decided to stop responding there for a second. That was weird. Yeah, I just remember in Overwatch 1, whenever they had the random special event that turned it into Rocket League, essentially. Oh. So what you're saying is you want a straight-up Overwatch demake. I could totally see, like, Overwatch as a, as, like, a top-down twin-stick shooter. This thing is healing itself for like 1,000 points of fucking damage around. And it osmoses everybody. This is so dumb. How am I supposed to beat this? Even Koyozo dance because she's out of fucking mana. I know it's healed by Antipod Bomb, so I'm not gonna try that. We'll try Napalm on it. Okay, it is damaged by fire. It's probably also damaged by ice. Not very much, but it is still damaged by ice. Alright, so I guess... Oh, I could totally use Blaze Kick. Yeah, Blaze Kick's how I'm gonna finish this thing off. Because Blaze Kick deals fuck tons of damage. There we go, 2400. I think I can actually out-heal it now. Just have to make sure to keep up their ethers. I'm actually gonna have Luca do the combo because Luca's gonna be low on MP and that leaves Isla further up. Now I'll switch back to Isla for it. Because Isla's the one who's consuming more. No, Luca consumes more. Yeah, so I need to use Isla to keep everything up as fast as possible. There we go! That battle was technically frustrating, but was actually really, really enjoyable. Oh? Luca's latent powers awakened. Speed, magic, and stamina improved. Okay. Why just Luca? That... It seems... extremely... Wait. I just went back into it. Is this a different dungeon entirely? I don't remember this last time I went in. Is the dimensional vortex gonna let me go through it once for every character? Is that what this is? I don't remember this being part of the dungeon. Okay, I think we went through this before. Okay, yeah, this is... Okay, I can't go back, so I at least have to fight through this to get to the next section where I can, like, teleport out. Because this is definitely a redo. Interesting. These guys I remember needing magic, right? Yeah, they need magic to kill. But we're gonna be fun, and we're gonna charm them first. Because I do love the idea that these guys just have, like, the most powerful helmet in the game. But I completely missed charming them when I first got here. So Luca just randomly got like a real strong bonus here. Alright, so Caledon, as you were saying, you've never tried to make a multi-course meal ever. You only make slight single courses on a regular basis, but you've made a menu for this idea that's French bread, white wine and brie, spinach, arugula, and mint salad with vinaigrettes, scallops in pesto sauce, coq au vin for the main course, and puff pastry jam turnovers for dessert. That sounds absolutely delectable, but also way over the top for me. Alright, I really want to get to that section where it lets me teleport back, because I'm like locked into this dungeon for here. The only real complicated dishes in that are the scallops and chicken and wine. Chicken and wine will probably be done in a slow cooker anyway the day before. Yeah. Anytime you're dealing with like marinades, things can get weird, and scallops are just temperamental. Okay, this is where I can get out. So there's multiples of these dungeons. The first one appeared in the present. I'm trying to remember where the other ones showed up. I remember there was a few of them. Ah, here we go. Though, I just realized I don't think I ever introduced Magus to Chrono's mom. Hello, Chrono. Okay, maybe I did. I apparently did. Actually, can I just rest in Chrono's room? Yeah, get a full heal. Gotta love it. Thankfully, the conditions for the bet are 99% in your favor. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it's incredibly unrealistic that it will ever come to pass, but you might as well have some fun with it anyways. I honestly never knew you could land on this little, like, outcropping here. Ooh, this one's brown instead of green. Okay, yeah, so this is an entirely different dungeon. This is... I remember, so these first couple areas are literally passing through the exact same zones as older areas of the game. Like, there's no changes to the encounters, there's nothing different whatsoever. Let me make sure to put Isla back in the party for charming purposes. And yeah, let's just get Magus out of here. I need a healer. One of these two will do as a heal. I'll just take Frog. This is new. Alright, well I don't have fire, which sucks, because these are Ogans at the end of the day. But they seem to be the weak Ogans. Like base game Ogans. So I don't need the fire. It'd be nice to have, though. Fuck it. Let's bring Luca back. Oh, I guess the fire, maybe it didn't have time to react, but... Ooh, am I gonna be able to walk behind the waterfall? That'd be super cool. So your dad at one point used corporate scheduling software to plan out Thanksgiving? That's hilarious. Like, I can see how it would happen, but the idea just seems nonsense. Alright, so we're back in the very first zone of the game. Well, not the very first zone, the very first, like, major combat zone. And instead of going to a gate, we go to another vortex. And that vortex brings us to... Oh, this is the conveyor belt before we go to Mother Brain. I do love how I'm just, like, auto-attacking through these battles, because, like, while these were battles that I put a lot of resources into, whenever I first beat these, I've grown in power so much since even the pre-final boss leveling, that it's just nonsense. Like, even Luca's at 999 HP now. Granted, Luca did just get that, like, amazing fucking power boost, which I should check and see, like, how much her speed actually is now. Honestly, fresh baked bread is just absolutely delicious. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of bread it is. There's a reason that you go to so many restaurants here in the States and they just serve you bread as an appetizer before your meal. And not, like, it makes perfect sense. Oh, right, this is... Haha, and executed. I do like how they're revisiting this mechanic. Oh, I can't open this gate, though, where Fritz used to be. What do you think you're doing? One-hit KOing you. Interesting. So what you're saying essentially is that native Koreans typically tend to treat wheat more like a delicacy? Ooh, wow, they went for a hell of a palette swap on this map. Like, yeah, they have this, like, this is the sand palette. But they just, like, took the red slider and the saturation slider and just went whoop! And they're like, it's lava now! That makes sense, right? Jeez. That's intense. Am I gonna have to come back through here? Like, they clearly built a second area over there. Okay, yes, this is gonna be a mini dungeon. Korean bakeries are like a fantasy land to walk through. Honestly, I love me good baked goods, so like, yeah. Alright, how do these things handle regular attacks? Very badly. Dire Rat. There's a ladder that I can walk down into the lava. Honestly, this was a really creative way for whoever made this map. This was an incredibly creative way to use already existing tile sets to make something with a very unique vibe. Let's charm the fire. Alright, enemy has nothing to give but gratitude. Kind of expected that. Alright, I just need to take care of these enemies. You made a bread from mung bean powder? Your mom still ate it? You took one bite and you weren't happy with how it turned out, but your mom ate it all over 2 days? You know, I've never had mung beans, so I don't even know what that would be like. What the fuck? Flame strengthened. I'm 100% trying to charm you. Or not. Counter flare. So it counters magic attacks. Let's not do that. It's like a harder, slightly bitter version of split peas. So you made split pea bread, is that? That sounds extremely strange. Strength capsule! Alright. Dream Reaper. Alright, that sounds fancy. Ooh, quad crits and a little bit more damage. That's a little bit better than a May inflict stop. Let's look at Luca's stats. Speed's 12, that puts her even with everybody except for Isla. Wow, that's impressive. also put the Apocalypse Arm onto Robo, because while it's kind of janky, it's also really hilarious. Interesting. So you sprout them and then cook them up mixed with rice. So there was an up direction earlier that I just kind of skipped over. I don't know if it's going to be necessary to go back for that, or if I should yet. I do just love the idea that, like, we're fighting sentient fires. 3,108. Jesus Christ, Luca. New enemy? Nope, just more rats. They're kind of like bean sprouts, but actually taste like greens instead of water. I love me some bean sprouts, though. But you're 100% right about that. Gonna heal after this battle for sure. Jeez, I'm thinking I should have hit that area earlier. Korean cuisine is primarily based on leftovers. Even high court cuisine follows the principles of mixing foods from a bunch of different sources. Oh yeah. I've heard bibimbap is, like, the hardest thing to screw up because of that. It's just basically like, yep, let's throw a whole bunch of stuff with some kimchi. Okay, strength tab over here. I love the silly sprite animations they made of these guys. There was no reason for them to go this silly with these sprite animations, but it's nice. Okay, so that seems to be a counter, but it's not a very strong counter, so I don't give a shit. Alright, just a random elixir. Yeah, I've had Webop before. Webop is also delicious. There's a switch here. Press the switch. Yes. It's the only instance where you've seen Koreans mix raw fish and rice. Okay, so this lets me cross back to basically the beginning where I was before. So I'm thinking that that door that I didn't go through is going to end up being the way that I have to go to proceed. Normally you just eat raw fish like sashimi. God, I could go for some sashimi right now. Yeah, so there was that ladder climbing down, which is where I have to go now. But I never went through here earlier, and I'm glad I didn't go forward, because 2 chests. Master's Crown. That is a helmet, 40 damage, boosts damage, 40 defense, boosts damage, and prevents status ailments. Sure. We'll put it on you. What was the Regal Plate? Stamina plus 10, magic defense plus 10, defense 88. Does anybody... I mean, I guess she still needs the stamina, but she can't wear it. He still needs stamina. He needs magic defense. She needs stamina. Yeah, I guess this Regal Plate's going on him. You're in the middle of Texas, so fresh fish is hard to come across. Yet, Ohio, same vibe. Like, we don't eat fish out of the lake. We just don't. That's not a thing we do. Yeah, I don't know. Like, we've got a few pretty decent sushi places, and the quality is pretty alright as well. But I do not know... Like, I'm assuming it's like, you know, lightly frozen and, you know, like fast transported or stuff, but yeah, in general, like, Lake Erie up here in Ohio is not known for being the best cleanliness, and people typically don't eat food out of it. Like rivers and streams, that's a different story, but the lake is generally like... I don't know if it's still that way, but a lot of people do not like it. Crater Surveillance Ladder. Press the switch? Sure. I like how it faded out, like it was going to show me something, but then it didn't. When you lived in Pittsburgh, Hooley's Market had amazing fresh fish and they had a sushi chef on premise. That's awesome. About a quarter of their store is fish tanks. I mean, if you're gonna specialize in fresh fish, might as well do it. Because, like, especially further inland, like, that is an entire specialty. I'm not sure where this Crater Surveillance Ladder is going to be. My Pomeranian came in to say hi. So if you're wondering why I'm like very awkwardly posed in my chair, I'm just giving her some pets. Ah, this must be the Crater Surveillance Ladder. Because it's definitely new. High Potion! Yeah. I love how they give you just like a little outcropping to skip the fire. I'm not gonna skip the fire. Oh, that's also why they had the outcropping. Spread out the enemies. One last encounter before you can get to the next zone. Koreans have a saying that's you can eat anything with its back to the sky, so if it's not related to you and it's on 4 legs, it's generally fair game. Caledon, that is a very, extremely interesting phrase. Okay, this is the exact same vibe as the room that went to fighting the Luca-like character. Okay, yeah, that's the return gate. Mwahaha! Stay right where you are! Dalton! You're... Dalton? You survived! It's been quite some time, hasn't it? Did I startle you with my brilliant reappearance? Not even a little? Well, who asked you? If it weren't for you, I'd have been the ruler for an age all my own. You've robbed me of everything I'd worked so hard for. My wealth, my home, my loyal underlings. You took it all away. It's unforgivable. So come on, have a taste of the suffering I've endured because of you. Light damage. Plasma. And that was just lightning too, but we apparently decided we needed to rename it. Fool! He was very pushover in his original version. I'm gonna try that charm one more time. Okay, yeah, seems like there's no actual... go ahead and cure self. And go ahead and hit him with a blaze kick, because that's the way we roll. Ha ha ha! Yeah, this guy doesn't seem to have much in the way of, like, actual gimmicks. He's just hitting decently hard and well. Honestly, I love the fact that, like, so many Asian cuisines just have really... No! Not again! Second wind. I do love that a lot of Asian cuisine just uses a lot of, like, real slow-cooked soup broths and simple ingredients. One of these days I want to, like, learn how to make things like pho and... Oh, 0 damage. It's not over yet. So you take no damage from fire? Nether blast. Okay, so just a dark matter. Okay, still takes damage from normal attacks. Yeah! That's gonna be an MP buster. Oh, eat shit. I know he's immune to fire now, so the only thing I can do with Luca is just regular attacks. So he's going to counter all techs with an MP Buster. It seems. Is he going to counter regular attacks with an MP Buster? Yes. Yes, he is. Flatten you out. Okay, yep, that's the normal half damage attack that I was expecting. I gotta get a Meat Eater over to Glenn and just stop attacking with him so that I can keep everybody's health up. Scorch. Not much damage. Good, good, good. Deep Freeze. He's just spamming text now while MP Bustering the crap out of me. I mean, might as well use Flare because he's gonna sap all my MP anyways. Right, he's immune to fire. I'm a dumbass. This battle is gimmicky, but it's not bad. Like, the first half of it was just beat the crap out of him, but this one is more make sure not to let your healers go to waste. But in general, it's just a slog. Come on. Just let me kill you. Please? Can I please kill you? Trying to think of Violent Belch, Dalton's Sour Grapes. Okay, I think this is going to be the end of the battle. Yep. 6k XP. I think that's enough for today. But don't you dare think this is settled. Just you wait. I'll raise the greatest army the world has ever seen in Poor and use it to wipe your pitiful little kingdom off the map. Island or lose. Farewell. Okay, I guess that was just a mid-boss. What's wrong, Chrono? Someone's calling to you? Okay, looks like I have to fight Chrono. Not sure who I should bring for this. Like, these two, they need healing up. Magus is gonna have the best single target strikes against him. Well, unless they do a fucking AoE garbage nonsense like they did with Luca. But I don't think it would make sense for Chrono. I think I'm gonna leave it though, because if it's gonna be spamming Chrono's attacks, Janice, I'm pretty sure, still has the light absorption armor on. And we'll bring Morel in as backup, because Morel, with Ice Sword, can do single target combos, and she can also heal extremely well. This might be a mistake. Who are you? Why do you want to fight us? It is of no consequence to me whether you are Chrono or a fake. Raise your weapon against me and you sign away your life. Alright, see how Dark Banner does. 2k, not bad. Luminaire, I'm assuming is going to be a 0. Correct. Ice 2, probably going to be like 600-700. Alright, 500. Energy Blast, line attack. What, you don't want to call it Slash? Let's see how much Dark Mist does compared to the 2k. Okay, a little bit more than half for half of the damage. Yes, Magus does still have the heal. Beautiful, love it. Shit. I should have kept Isla, though, for... I dumbassered there, for sure. Oh, shit. Is he Rage Band retaliating? Because I have the Rage Band on Chrono? I mean, there's no reason for me to hold back on using the MP, because I do decent damage with a regular attack. I mean, I guess I could keep the MP in case he goes into another phase where, like, regular attacks become useless. Switch to Cleave, because... Oh, that was weird. Oh, right, Magus's melee only did so much damage because it was, quadrupled by the new weapon. Probably gonna need to heal at least somebody after this. Or not so much. Can't believe that my dumbass forgot to leave Isla in the party for a steal. Okay, Cleave, I don't know if it's just because Cleave is Cleave, but it seems like Cleave specifically he's resistant to in some weird way. That's right, Wind Slash is aligned. Always forget that. Another miss. Fucking Chrono can't hit to save his life. Chrono, you can stop missing any day now. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm tempted to pop an elixir and just go back to spamming big attacks. But, like, there's nothing that's been dangerous in the— oh! Or there's the end of the battle right there. 5,000 eeps! And it's gonna merge with Chrono. Chrono's latent powers awaken. Speed, strength, and accuracy improved. Didn't he already have all of those capped out? Like— okay, his speed's 13, strength's 92, but yeah, his stamina's been capped out. But we're done with this area, because they're 1 in 680. So actually, let me go back to 1080 real quick, because he said he was going to raise an army in 4? This is poor, right? Yeah. Just checking all the places out to make sure that there's nothing abnormal here. Everything seems perfectly normal here. Alright, let's check 680 poor. Everything seems 100% the way it was before. So, let's look for a dimensional vortex. Trying to remember— I want to say it might be up by Ozzy's. No, that's the Lost Sanctum. It? Yeah, because that's definitely the other dungeon, not the one I want to go to. Okay, must not be in one in this area. Let's check 1200 BC. Not many places to hide it here, if I remember correctly. Yep, here we go. I think it's the middle one that has... Buy? I don't need to buy. But actually, no, I'm gonna buy some ethers and mid-ethers. Come again. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna rest here. Yeah, catching up on chat real quick. Yeah, Caledon. Honestly, like, the way that people in rural areas survived back in the day whenever amenities were not what they are today, honestly, country-style cooking has always been just, like, super fun and super good. Like, even American country-style cooking, like, you won't ever see, like, most people eat crawfish. But, like, you go down to the south, get you some country people, they'll make you some gumbo or some, you know, they'll make you whatever, and they'll throw crawfish in there because it's good stuff. It's a little gamey, but it's always tasty. Let's get Isla back in the party, because I'm a dumbass. And let's get going to this dimensional vortex. Ooh, this one's extremely pretty. This golden red, I love this. Ooh. Ooh. If they have the rocks in this area... Oh wait, I don't need TP anymore. Just like, I can grind TP! I've unlocked all my skills. That's not a thing that exists. Like, I could steal a whole bunch more items off of them, but that's not a big deal. We've hit 60 now, so when we're done with all this, we'll have a new Specchio version to fight. I think. I do think it's cute that they're just like, here, we're gonna reuse these, because it's like you're going through different places and stuff like that. But eventually there seems to be a unique dungeon. Which the future dungeon, I guess Luca's dungeon, was easily one of the most fun dungeon experiences in the game, minus the one enemy that's just kind of a little frustrating. But yeah, like, it was really fun. It does exist. Single attack, speed attack, win. Those things were such a pain in the ass to fight whenever we first played this. It was just like, oh hey, let's have everybody attack 17 times and miss, and then it runs away. But now it's just like, oh, yep, we're gonna fight. Oh hey, you know, 3 attacks, 2 of them hit. Alright. Always have hated this battle, because it's just like... It's easy, but when you first get to it in the storyline, this battle is just kind of frustrating, because those things hit like a truck. Okay, so there's usually 2 exits out of here. Okay, yeah, so that they're using the post version of the map where the one side is blocked off with rubble. I could have ignored those, but I totally ran them straight fucking into them. I was just checking to see if the tab was there, because there used to be a tab there in the original spawn, but it looks like they're using the original map, so it doesn't change. Ah, I remember this part of Magus's castle. I'm trying to remember, I feel like these gestures did MP busters. I'm just gonna brute force through its defense shield. It's like, you're old enough, I don't even need to follow your mechanics. So this is actually taking longer than I expected with how old this encounter is. Still not long enough to matter. Three XP. Alright. The sand dungeon. These enemies used to hit like a truck too. But then again, I fought these enemies whenever we were under-leveled. I remember, like, these enemies would do 1 attack and take out 2/3 to all of my health in 1 attack. Especially that attack there. Now it's 1/5 of my health. I remember I was only able to get through it before because I was able to abuse the fact that they were weak against water. So this is... Okay, yeah, so this was the portal to the second area the first time through. Oh no, those were where the loot was. So since there's no loot here, I can go straight to where I need to go. Alright, here's our checkpoint zone. Okay, number one, these enemies are new. Nothing to give but gratitude. Fuck it. Hit them all. So, I do not recognize this music track. Like, I'm pretty sure I've heard it on the soundtrack, but I don't recognize this track from the original game. So we got two ways to go up. And they both go to the same fucking place. Is that not a way forward? Okay. Apparently it's not a way forward. Neither is that, apparently. Excuse me, what the fuck is that? Fuck, I killed it. Fuck. I wanted to charm it. Mega Elixir. Did I miss something? Am I a dumb shit? Like, this looks like it should be an entryway to something. This is just that. And if I come up here, this looks like it should be an entryway too. And if I keep going... Okay, so... they faked us out with some black pallets, and I accidentally stumbled onto the right path. Yeah, that was a bad pallet choice, because that looks like an entryway. But I guess if you wanted to be like, oh hey, these are like holes, caves, holes in the side of the mountain that people would rest in type vibe. These enemies aren't that strong. So, the first dungeon was by the factory, and it was Luca as the boss. The second dungeon was a big lava place, and was Dalton and then Chrono. This one's all icy, and while they might be trying to throw me off with the, look of the area, like they did with Chrono's, but it would make sense, because there doesn't seem to be one in every area. Like 600 AD didn't have one. I'm guessing there's just these three, and if that's the case, then Morel is going to be this last one. So when I get to that one zone where it's like the prep for the dungeon, I think I'm gonna put a bunch of ice absorb stuff on. Well, he's dead. I was gonna try to steal, but nope, not happening. Hi there, Rock. Lumicite shard. Wasn't Lumicite shard the thing that they said that they could make something special for me in the Lost Sanctum, if I had? I mean, it could make logical sense if that were the case, just because of the fact that these were both things added in the DS version. Kinda wonder if I could charm twice, but I'm pretty sure I can't. Thinking ice might not be the best idea here. Yeah, it's better than nothing. This rock is the hardest enemy that I've fought in a while. I legitimately did not expect a rock to be my difficulty here. Elemental kick, sure, we'll go with this. That didn't do much damage. Fuck this rock. This rock is taking way too long to kill. Oh, and now it's escaping. This is a pretty track, but yeah, I don't remember this track existing. Did they actually insert a new track for this game? Oh, hi? Oh, son of a bitch. Oh. Okay, so this encounter is easily avoided. Okay, I can probably live with this. If I can avoid most of the legit encounters, going up and down this is not going to be that big of a deal for me. And these are just a simple slash 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 slash. think the first one was on the right, right? Okay, so that brings me out there. I feel like there's some kind of sanity checking that I can do here. Yeah, one very easy, very simple forced encounter. I can live with that. The next one was on the left. Alright, this is new. We'll know real quick if these are charmable, and they aren't. Unless I just really suck at the RNG. Looks like, once again, as before, we have two paths downward. Oh, that doesn't have a way to get back up. This does. Shadow Plume Road. That's fancy sounding. And I'm thinking it's going to be exclusive to Janice. Yep. Defense 90, magic defense plus 20, he's already capped, but who gives a fuck? And reduces magical damage. Ooh, I didn't notice this dragon armor before, that's... Who needs that the most? Like, the stamina plus 10 is nice, the magic defense plus 10 is nice, but he's already capped on those, so... This is a sizable chunk of benefit for him. Yeah, and the Shadow Plume Robe is great, but it's not good for him. The Regal Plate's good for him. But he's the only one who can use the Shadow Plume Robe. This doesn't make any sense. I mean, okay, actually, yeah, the fact that it reduces magical damage on top of the magic defense makes it worth it. Alright, time to go forward. Elixir! This is a pretty track. Oh god, I'm falling again. Okay. I don't have any way to get back to you, dude. I don't know why you're there. Like, there's a thing you can drop off there, but I don't seem to have the capability to get to it. I'm scared to go onto this right part of the path. Okay. It's just another area. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm gonna... Oh, you motherfuckers. Oh. I have choice words right now. like, they're smart. They didn't put a lot of forced encounters here. So... Oh, must be. Holy shit. That hurt. The rock is back. Actually, let's check the inventory real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a key item. Oh wow, he escaped real fast on that one. Yeah, so see, like... Okay, I guess there are 2 forced encounters. But it's not like it's a mistake that I'm gonna make multiple times. I know that there's no reason to go up that way. Yeah, like the fact that that just jumps you out lower into the dungeon. God, that means this entire area with the skeleton right here is a one giant fake out to make you want to take that opposite path. It's incredibly rude, but also funny. This area just being a big old area is slightly unnerving to me. I'm scared that I'm gonna fall at some random moment. We got a Killzone style... Oh. Oh, hi! I don't like that. But yeah, we got a Killzone style walking... beach pylon stopping us from going to the next area. Yeah, this looks like fun. Let's heal up first. Okay, I'm gonna use ice. Gonna get KO'd for a whole bunch of money. Come on, give me something good. Nada. Attack goes good here, so I'm just gonna do a frenzy. Regular attacks seem to be doing decent damage. Yeah, I guess there was nothing special to that enemy. This is just a fucking massive zone. trying to make sure I keep the map design clear in my head. Okay, so there's an opening here that I can come through. Alright, and this seems to actually have a defined bottom. Okay, there is a chest there in the corner. Got the strength cap. Okay, another one of those. Alright, got the chest. Literally just a fucking revive. Spooky boys! This new track combined with the battle music is a very odd juxtaposition. I feel like this track would have been suited better if it was one of those tracks like on the Black Omen, where it just stays through all the battles regardless. Okay, so this is a little gated area just for this. Regal Gown. Reduces all damage by 1/3, in addition to the damage. Yeah, MDef plus 10 is wasted on her, Magic plus 10 is not wasted on her. Taven's suit is great. And yeah, so Isla gets it. And I guess this prismatic dress is actually better. I would totally swap that out if I didn't really like the speed option on Luca. So there shouldn't be too much to the left on this map. Okay. I mean, there's no reason for me to fight those enemies. They're just random fights. I thought they were going to be something special, and they just ended up being a regular mob using a boss model. I gotta fight 2 of them now. Alright, there we go, 4,400. And that's the end of the zone. On to the next. Okay. Yeah, this looks like the ending again. I'm going to assume that it's going to steal Morel and force her to be at the head of the party. Which means blue plates. Ooh, and I actually have 2 of them. I'm not sure how I got a second one. So blue plates, another blue plate, and I should have a blue vest, yes. So all of them will absorb all of my water damage. That's my return gate. That's where I fought Dalton last time. I feel someone calling me. I have to go. Yeah, that's about as good as I get, I guess. Still have Isla for stealing, which is the important part. Oh. Hers is actually going to be a dungeon? It's not just straight into a fight? Who are you? Are you me? Yeah, still the same nonsense, though. Haste Helm. Nice to have. Just gonna be immune to ice damage. So, yeah, let's see how Frenzy works. Just do... No, I'll do Luminaire, because I can do just straight physical damage on Isla. And herself, obviously. Ice Fall! Everybody gets a heal! Oh god, that Chrono Retaliation is just great. Okay, yeah, let's see how this works. Final kick. It's Dark Element, but we'll see how much damage it does. 4,548. This is going to be a quick one. We're just going to keep missing, guys. It's fine. I just love how my prediction came out to be right, and it actually, I would have had time to prepare even if I didn't predict it. 3 attacks, dead. Done. Love it. I don't think there's one in 6500 BC. We'll have to check. And speed, accuracy, and stamina again. I don't know why it's just speed, accuracy, stamina for all 3 of those characters. Like, speed, accuracy, and stamina is not something that is incredibly important. To Chrono, at least. The rest of them, yes, but... Okay, so I got that Lumicite shard. I'm gonna have to turn that in real quick. I'm just checking to make sure that there's no additional portals. Because, like, that scene with Dalton very much felt like something was going to happen, but then it didn't? Come on, let me land, you stupid box. Was this guy, right? No, this guy has good stuff, but it wasn't... I'll just have to talk to everybody. Can't remember which person offered to do something with the Lumicite shard. Okay, it must be on the other side. Yeah, I think it was the Middle Ages that had the other one. Or was it present? No, it's Middle Ages. They're close enough that it's easy to find. Oh, you found some Lumicite. Well then, let me get to work. It's finished, and fine work, if I may say. Team Elemental Aegis. What does that do? waiting for it to pop up on somebody's thing and nobody's popping up with it. What is it? Is it another key item? No. I mean, Aegis makes me think it's an armor. And I'm right. Nullifies all elemental damage. Did I just miss it? I'm wondering if it's a Magus thing. No? Did it just sort in really stupid? Like, it should be sorted to the top. Ah, it's exclusively a Luca gear. I can go with that. Higher defense to just eliminate all elements altogether. I'll take the hit to speed there. This just seems weird. I need to check every area one more time. We checked 600, we checked 1,000, we checked 12,000. Check the future again. They had, like, that scene with Dalton was, like, it felt important. We can check the Sun Temple again, maybe? Just because, like, if there's anywhere Dalton would be, I feel like that would be it. Yeah, we know that this is over here. That's everywhere. I mean, I guess that's the end. Hey! Okay. Have you by chance observed any odd distortions in time's fabric in recent days? Oh yeah, I think we've been there. It was strange. Different from our world. Indeed. Then it is as I thought. What do you mean? As it were, the bucket here has seemed a bit different as of late. It's still connected to the Day of Lavos, of course, but there's more. A great power flows into it from some distant plane, far beyond even the darkened borders of time's eclipse. It's a power similar to that of Lavos, but not entirely the same. A fearsome presence, to be sure. And yet, I sense longing and loneliness there as well. It may well be another terrible foe awaits you in that place. If you have a mind to face it, by all means go, but I cannot say I'd recommend it. Okay. So, this is unfortunate timing. We are at the end of our time for this episode, and we just gotta reveal that the final boss has changed. In some way, now that we've done all that, we need to go back and check out the final boss again. And so, I guess that's gonna be where we end up next time. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I don't know if it's gonna completely change the way the final boss is, if there's gonna be a whole new dungeon or whatnot. But yeah, I was not expecting a change to the final boss. I mean, of all the things, like, the final boss area is the one constant in Chrono Trigger. It's always there. Like, when we New Game Plus, and we will eventually do New Game Plus, not sure when, but we'll figure it out. We'll think of something. Maybe we'll do like a special event one of these days. But at the end of the day, that bucket is always there from the first time you get to the end of time, and when you do New Game Plus, there's a way to get to it before that. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on in that bucket now. But that's all the time we have for today. So yeah, very excited. I've never seen this before. That random Dalton appearance before the Chrono boss was intriguing. I'm wondering if it might be something to do with Dalton, because, you know, Dalton was involved with the Black Omen, he was involved with the Ocean Palace. You know, he wanted to be the glory whenever Queen Shala was the glory. And that's just kind of where we are. He is the only plot element that seems to be out of place here. I'm thinking this is gonna be very interesting. I don't know what to expect. I legitimately, I have zero, just zilch idea what we're gonna go through with that bucket next. But we'll pick up on the next episode, find out what's on the other side of that bucket, and move on to Radiant Dreamers after that. But until next time, that's where we're going to lead off. Hope you've all had a wonderful night, a wonderful day, and until next time, have a good night.